We are live on the YouTubes. All right. Let's see here if I can actually figure this out. Sorry, Matt. We are just cutting into your busy schedule.
Oh, I thought we were gonna be like doing 9 p.m. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, well,
And then y'all are on a different schedule. Like I know DJ, he's out there on the West Coast, or at least I presume he is. So
Yep.
it's still dinner time for him. For me,
dinner
the
time is
alarm,
long since passed.
the biological alarm comes walking into the bedroom, going "Mama, Dad, Dad" at 5:30 a.m. every morning. So hey, this is commitment. This is dedication. So I need y'all to know what I'm giving up to be here.
Why do kids not sleep?
I don't know. Hate them. Don't like them.
That was a Louis C.K. joke. R.I.P. to that guy. But it was always like, look, it's all still here. Everything's new, and it's all still here. Where we're like,
Indeed.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the One Take Podcast episode, guys. Episode 69.
Yes, nice. I didn't know if that was actually it.
Yeah, we brought on Matt Is Bear to review Pixar movies on episode 69. If this isn't the most on-brand thing for this dumb podcast, I don't know what is.
Nothing can go wrong.
No, not at all. So we are doing both Luca and Raya and the Last Dragon. One of these movies is really good. The other is a movie. So that is how we'll go about that. Let me just give technically, we all doing okay? We doing fine? The Rockets did not embarrass us in front of the hose today.
Thank God. Thank you. We kept our pick.
Oh my God.
Stand up.
Oh my God. But also, fuck, I yelled out loud in my office whenever it went to Detroit. But I'm not going to fight Ben Wallace. So there's that.
I wanted number 1, but I'm very happy with number 2. Second best outcome. We didn't go out sad. I'll take it.
Yeah. So let's see here. Let's start with Luca. Y'all down to do that?
Yeah, I think that works.
I don't know which of the movies you thought was good and which one of them you thought was a movie.
You'll see.
I don't have the. They're both on the same level for me.
Really? I thought one was significantly better than the other.
Oh, well, I can't wait to talk about this.
All right. Luca came out just a few days ago. 2021 movie, has a 7.6 on IMDb. Is rated PG. It is an hour and 41 minutes long. Did not need to even be that long. But anyway, on an Italian Riviera, an unlikely but strong friendship grows between a human being and a sea monster disguised as a human. Wait, weren't they both sea monsters?
Yes, that is an inaccurate description.
But I guess it also takes into account the Julia. I don't know. It has a 71 Metascore. It was written and directed by Enrico Casarosa. It stars Jacob Tremblay, Jack Dylan Glazer, Emma Berman, Maya Rudolph in her like 4th animated Disney film.
Get them checks, Maya. Get them checks.
As another thick mom, but there she is. And then let's see. Jim Gaffigan was the dad. So there's that.
That actually, I didn't actually know that until now, and that does check out.
Yeah, nothing to do.
He was the mustache dad. So yeah. And this has pretty good reviews on IMDb or on Rotten Tomatoes, 89%. On Rotten Tomatoes, 88 audience score, slight but suffused with infectious joy. The beguiling Luca proves Pixar can play it safe while still charming audiences of all ages. So, Matt, you already have made jokes based on this movie towards me. Let's go.
So I think the last phrase there was exactly what it was, right? This movie definitely plays it safe, right? Be nice to everyone, even if they're Italian, and then everybody gets along and it's fine, right? I thought there were some bright spots to it, but it was a procedural, right? And it's content to put out. and there's nothing wrong with it, right? But when you put it up against what Disney's done and Pixar's done over the last couple of years, it's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. And if you wanted me to sum it up, it would be like a strong B-. Does that make sense? Not because there's anything wrong with it, just because it just took a couple plays off. That's all.
I'm on the same. I give it the same exact grade. I also came in at a B-. There's nothing wrong with it, but these people made fucking Toy Story and
right. Like all these different movies
Wally.
broke the mold.
So it's like this is definitely playing it safe. It's perfectly fine. I probably will never watch it again. It wasn't a bad movie. If you have kids and you want to sit down with your kids and watch this, I'm sure kids would enjoy it. It's got enough going on. It looks cool. The characters are likable. It's got enough going on. It's just not anything really memorable, which makes sense that this is going to get caught in kind of the COVID shuffle of movies we're about to see. You got to put this stuff out, and people will have a perfectly reasonable time watching this. But this is not something they would have put in theaters and it would have went gangbusters, because it just doesn't have that kind of. It doesn't really grab you like that. Kids aren't going to want to go see it again.
We were talking about this last week. Disney knows which one of their films are stinkers, because they were just like, Raya, we'll give you to that. We'll give that to you on All Access. Luca, you can have that shit for free.
In 7 years, they're going to. This is going to be. You're talking about Pixar movies. You're going to forget that this one dropped. You're going to be like, oh yeah, they did do that Luca one. You're going to forget like this was It's going to be forgettable in the Pixar lineup, just like Brave or one the Cars 2. Yeah, like it's just going to be one of those. But it's dinosaur. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just it doesn't slap. It's a B-. I give it a B- as well.
That's sort of the thing, though. It's like it's on any given day, this would be a great DreamWorks movie. Like it just, or Sony Animation, it just would. But it's Pixar, so it's still a good film. Don't get me wrong, but it's not Coco. It's not Inside Out. It's not all these things. It kind of falls in that category with like Finding Dory and A Bug's Life.
Hold on. We're not gonna do Finding Dory.
Yeah, you're just
Finding
like
Dory
listing.
Is amazing. Finding Dory is incredible.
Finding Dory is
a masterpiece. It's so good. It's just as good as the first one.
No,
I love that. I love
it.
That.
It definitely is just as good as the first one.
It's so good. There's nothing wrong
not
with
as
it.
good.
It's the same.
Absolutely not as good as the first. Holy shit. God.
Okay,
so
it's got Idris Elba in it. How can it not be?
Wait, so y'all are Ellen supporters? Big Ellen supporters on this podcast?
I wouldn't go that far. I would not go that far.
Huge Ellen supporters.
That's not our take for today. But Finding Dory is perfectly fine. But all the other movies you listed, I think, go in that same box. This will not be around come Oscar season. You're not going to hear a lot of buzz about this movie. It's just a movie, and they put it out, and we'll move on to the next one. This isn't even Soul, so. They already gave us Soul. They already fed the streets. So this is just a one they have to slide in.
Go ahead, Dex.
Yeah, I'm kind of right with y'all, being in C+ kind of territory. Watching it, you just know like they're just kind of like they had a great idea for like a short. They want a little more to it than they would have for like a Pixar short, and had to stretch it out to an hour. It's like an hour and 20 minutes long. It's not even an hour and a half before the credits run. So you can tell they just kind of ran out of steam. Not a whole lot that they really wanted to do or needed to do or anything like that. So yeah, the movie just kind of ends over. It's like, I'm a sea monster, but I want to be a human, but the humans don't like me. Okay, they like me now. Okay, we're done. I won the race. Cool. Nothing wrong with it. Like y'all mentioned, it's fun. It's fine. It's beautiful. The characters are likable enough. I thought the villain guy, he was funny to watch. It was funny to watch him lose. I'm sure kids like watching and hearing his silly voice. But yeah, B-. It's fine. It happened. We move on.
The friends we made were the Italians along the way.
Exactly. Now I do have to say that my kids like thoroughly enjoyed the movie. They thought it was they really enjoyed it. And I get it, right? I thought that there was a lot of valuable characters in the movie. I just think again, if you could make it 45 minutes long in total, then it's a really enjoyable experience, right? But you can't sell a feature film at 45 minutes long. I'll just hit some of the high points for myself. Jumping off the turtle ramp, hilarious. I thought. Yep. The uncle, the fish uncle, the merman uncle.
That was really Sacha Baron Cohen.
That makes a lot of sense.
I knew it was him. It was really good.
That makes a lot of sense. Like genuinely belly laughed at that.
I need you to punch his heart. Like,
yeah,
what?
Exactly.
When the mom plays soccer and puts all the kids in the water, that was pretty hilarious.
Fantastic. Well, definitely one of the highlights. And then the lead bad guy kid and the fishing dad. I thought most of the characters were fantastic, right? But the story was predictable, but simple but good. Anyway, like I really don't know that we need to spend like a ton of time on it other than go watch it. Go spend the hour and a half and change to see the movie. I hope your kids enjoy it if you have kids. But it's a great time filler.
Yeah, I would echo that. As I give it probably actually like a C plus, to be honest. Like I wasn't really, there was some times where I was like captivated by how it looked, but also I feel like the film we're about to review did even water better than this movie did. And for Pixar, that's kind of interesting because they usually pick out like one or two things, like we've said before on this podcast, and try to like hyper focus on them. And this had to have been like the water aspect and how that stuff moved. And it looked good, but it didn't look even more than like Finding Dory or Finding Nemo. So, and that came out, Finding Nemo came out almost a decade ago or 20 years ago, actually. Like, so yeah, I just think, the Call Me by Your Name comparisons aren't what people want them to be also in this movie. So that, that what was the line? The calamari by your name. I belly laughed at that, cackled at that. But I think it kind of hits the beats of any other, like Cars did this, where it's like, oh, they're friends and now they're not friends and then they're friends again. And they beat the bad guy who's actually, and they do this in Cars also, where it's like the bad guy is just a piece of shit throughout the entire movie. And this
never changes, no redemption.
Yeah, never changes. No, there's no redemption arc for the pube mustache kid at the very end of the
bad guy literally wants to murder the sea monsters in the middle of the town, even after everybody's like, oh, they're okay. He's still like, give me my harpoon. Try to redeem
kill him right now.
Yeah, it definitely had that like European flair of violence where it's just like, whoa, just way too much, but in spots you're not expecting. Yeah. Right? It's like it's not American violence where it's like violence the whole time. It's like, whoa, just kind of out of nowhere.
When she was like killing those kids with that soccer ball, I was laughing out loud. When she was just hitting them in the head with a soccer ball. But like, yeah, it's just I don't really. I thought it was cute at parts. I thought like you were saying, the fishing dad made me laugh the entire time. Just him being just like brolic and huge as fuck. And then like the cat looking exactly like him. I thought that was very well done. And, and of course the inclusiveness of all of this, he's an amputee. He was born without an arm. So I thought that was actually kind of interesting to put in there. And then, it's just, the acceptance message is a good message to do, but you could have done this in a Pixar animated short and it would have won an Academy Award.
Did anybody else have any other thoughts? Because I have two final negatives on this movie, and the reason why I probably won't watch it again from my own choice.
Oh, I will say this: the pasta was bussin'.
The pasta was bussin'. Okay.
All I have to say is that Luca kind of went out like a bitch, and then Alberto is the most forgiving person I've ever seen. Because ain't no way we're just like back cool again.
Did.
Yeah. Luca literally almost got him killed. Luca was just like, yeah,
sea monster.
Like, damn, bro, they're what they're gonna do if they catch him, right? They're gonna murder him.
Yeah, bro. I thought you was the homie. Like, what is this?
Damn.
So final two negatives. One, they released this on or like right before Father's Day. And so we watched it on Father's Day, not knowing that there would be father abandonment like within the first 10 minutes of this fucking movie. I don't know if you guys realize this, but Alejandro, or whatever the dude, the other
Alejandro.
kid's name was. Whatever.
His
who
name
gives
is
a
not
shit?
Alejandro.
B- movie. We do not give a shit at all. We do not care.
Continue.
Like the implication.
That's
was
not
his
even an
dad
Italian
abandoned him.
name.
Now you want to get into this now? Okay. But the implication is that the dad abandons him. Not a great vibe to have on your Father's Day party when the whole family is there. Just saying that. And I couldn't even get past that because I had a second negative. I can't even remember it.
The line at the very end when he realizes that he's just been alone for this, like, my dad said I could do it on my own. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, exactly. And so all the adults.
Whose idea was it to release this on Father's Day if that's where they were taking the film?
Bro, all the adults in my house are just like,
that kid's literally living alone. Like,
and the kids are like, yeah, that looks fun. Like my son was just like,
yeah, it's no rules, but also you live on your own. Good luck.
That was so funny because it's just like dad said, I'm good, you're good. Well, I'll see you later. See you later, sport.
Yep.
I gotta go pick up some cannolis. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever watch this again. I really don't.
I don't have a need to. Not if the kids are watching it, that's fine, but I won't actually be paying attention.
Yeah. All right. That's shorter than I thought it was going to be because this is actually the real discussion that I wanted to get into. Raya and the Last Dragon. So go watch Luca or don't. I don't give a shit. Shout out to the
don't care. And we don't care about movies. And I think that's what we're all trying to say here.
Right. Actually, why are we doing this podcast? Y'all done?
It's a good point. By the way,
I guess Dex took that to heart. Dex said, "You know what? Fuck, you're right."
Oh man,
I think he's having some connection problems. But yeah, Raya and the Last Dragon.
Yeah, let's do Raya and the Last Dragon. Let me read this synopsis, and hopefully we can get him back in here in a little bit. Raya and the Last Dragon, also a 2021 film. It came out March 5th. So they still played this one in theaters, though, too, as well as Premiere Access. It has a 7.4 actually on IMDb. In a realm known as Kumandra, a reimagined Earth inhabited by an ancient civilization. Let's see. Oh, he's coming back. Man, damn, bro, get better internet. You're making more money now.
Sorry.
You're making more money now, dog. Come on.
True.
Anyway, in a realm known as Kumandra, a reimagined Earth inhabited by an ancient civilization, a warrior named Raya is determined to find the last dragon. It was directed by Don Hall, Carlos Lopez Estrada, as well as Paul Briggs and John Ripa. It was written by so many people, including all of those people, but it was written by Adele Lim and Key Nigan. Has a 75 on Metacritic. Stars Kelly Marie Tran as Raya, Aquafina as Sisu, Isaac Wayne as Boone, Gemma Chan, Daniel Day Kim as Father Binja, Benedict Wong, Sandra Oh, Alan Tudyk as Tuk Tuk, and host of other characters. Let's see.
Just every Asian person you've ever heard of in Hollywood is in this movie.
This did really well overseas. Of course, it's made 120 million box office worldwide. So, and it also has, I don't know what it has on Rotten Tomatoes. Probably good. It has a
95 is a tomato meter. And
okay.
97 audience score.
All right. That's perfect. That's exactly what we need. Matt, go ahead.
Look at me contributing.
Thank you very much. That's why we invite you on. That's why we pay you the big bucks.
That's precisely why. The New York Times, consider this. The New York Times, a prestigious newspaper, wrote an article about this movie. And it is, the headline is, "Are Animated Dads Getting Hotter? An Investigation."
Yes.
And it's true.
Mm-hmm.
We're finally being represented. Hot dads.
Hot dads.
It's about time. Look, and that is to say that this movie just overall is visually incredible.
I will say I was stunned by how good everyone looked in this movie.
Yep.
It is so cool.
Did nobody get the Uncanny Valley stuff? Because there were moments where it was too much.
No, they're definitely
look too real.
cartoons.
Nah.
No, they're still cartoons.
When they become unstoned, I thought for a split second that they were transitioning into like showing real life people on the stream, until I realized they were still cartoons. It was a lot.
I
They
was
might have
looking
been
for
high.
that.
Yeah, you need to be unstoned.
I can't confirm whether I was or was not high.
You
but
need to be
I was like,
unstoned.
oh, they turned into humans. I was like, oh wait, no, they're still cartoons.
Really quickly, the Uncanny Valley is like everything else around them looks. It was like the Soul thing where everything else around them looks almost so hyper real that there's a few times I was like, that's just real water. They just filmed water, but they made it almost just slightly off enough. But unlike Soul, where Soul had these, real round shapes and round figures and just things that you wouldn't see against this hyper realistic backdrop, that like a lot of these people look like real. So it was just kind of weird that, I know where you're coming from, but yes, they were cartoon characters still. But Matt, are you being represented now? Are you feeling seen?
I am feeling very seen, and it feels good. So everybody is going to say, I think everybody here, at least on this show, is going to say that a fantastic movie all around, no real weak spots. And it's not that I inherently disagree with that. So I'm not actually.
I wasn't going to say that either. I wasn't going to say that.
Okay. I think that this movie had a fantastic skeleton. I thought the story was original. I thought the characters were fun. I thought the concept from top to bottom, A+, right? You go through the movie again, and it just feels a little hollow in spots, right? The dialogue is hollow in spots. They could have. The problem is that they set up such a good foundation for everything that when it was not A+ in spots, it was noticeable, right? Because it's a beautiful movie, the characters are fun, the story is great, and then it's just kind of like getting there through the story is just kind of okay. That being said, like a strong B, maybe maybe B-, but like and this is also tainted slightly by the fact that my kids don't like this movie.
Really?
Really?
I can see that. I can see that though. Go ahead.
So my son likes it visually for about 15 minutes, and then he goes off and he does something else. But it's probably tainted more by the fact that my daughter, who is 3, is scared of the purple, like germ
the little monsters.
Yeah, the purple cloud monsters. And so she goes, and she freaks out and she goes, does something else.
Oh,
right?
wow.
And I kind of get it. Like it's kind of like a dark, intense enemy, right? Yeah. And you see what happens after the enemy touches you. And so like I get it, right? That being said, great movie. I think it's good. I think the dragon character is fantastic. It's overall very fun. I would watch it again if it was on TV, but a B- to B+ depending on the day how I'm feeling.
Let's go
ahead.
Yeah,
because I have a similar. I also gave it a B.
That's shocking. Y'all hold this on the same level as Luca?
Yeah, that's why when you introed by saying one of these is a movie one, I had them about the same level. This one,
keep in mind for different reasons.
This one obviously looks much better. This movie is beautiful. Like it's super beautiful, even for it's just crazy what they can
Disney Animated Studios, not Pixar, by the way.
It is beautiful. I kind of thought I know everybody hates Awkwafina or they want to cancel her. At least black people don't like her. I think that she's fine. I don't want to.
When did this happen? Okay, yeah. Off pod. I've never heard this.
But I once I saw her in The Farewell, I was just like immediately a fan. It's just like one of the most heartwarming performances I've ever seen. Like I'm obsessed with that movie. I've seen it like 10 times. I can't stop watching it. So I'm not anti Awkwafina. I just don't think that she like it's a perfect casting choice like on paper, but I don't think that the performance comes together. Like she didn't give me anything. I thought of someone like much funnier, had played the dragon, it would have worked. But obviously, you have an Asian woman comedian who's like super hot right now. It's like a almost a no brainer. You have to do it.
You have to cast her.
That being said, I didn't think she was very funny as a dragon, and I thought the dragon that character had a lot of potential to be funny.
That's what I meant to say. By the way, you hit the head on you hit the nail on the head. A lot of potential in the dragon character. I thought, and by the way, I think Awkwafina was probably cast there because of how unique her voice is. Her voice is super unique, and it sounds cool.
You know, it's her immediately. Like as soon as the dragon spoke, it was like, oh, that's exactly. Awkwafina.
Also, the character design looks exactly like Awkwafina. By the way,
true. It really does. It really does.
I also thought, and obviously it's a cartoon, like it's supposed to be predictable to a certain extent, but I thought every beat of this movie was so predictable, it took me out of it. It didn't really allow me to get deep into it just because I felt like every beat, when she brings the little girl who's from the enemy tribe into the little space where the dragon thing is, immediately I was just like, oh, this is going to go very badly. Like, this is not going to be good. I do love the way that they kind of tinker with that character and the morality of that character. You know, we said about Luca, the bad guy is just a piece of shit kid. Like, they never try to redeem him or talk about what might motivate him. Like, this kid doesn't have a dad, but we don't know what motivates this bad guy. He's just a complete piece of shit. But with this character, with the daughter,
didn't get the last slice of gabagool. His parents didn't give him the gabagool.
With that character, they're obviously trying to like weave the thread. They make her really likable in that first conversation, which kind of sets up later down the line. You kind of accept her onto the team. And I thought the movie was enjoyable. I thought it had a lot of great moments. It's not a bad movie by any stretch of the imagination. I've seen a lot of love for it, and I don't quite have it on that level, but I really enjoyed it. I would definitely watch it again. It's a very cool story, very original story. You don't see a lot of stuff like this. And obviously having it centered around Asian culture is just like super dope. It's going to make it like different than most Disney movies or animated movies you're going to see. So I enjoyed it. I'm not in love with it, but I really enjoyed it. And I think it has a lot to offer. I think everybody should watch it.
Dex, I think you and I are on the same page actually. So go ahead.
Yeah. I saw this movie in theaters when it first came out. I don't remember when that was at this point, honestly, a few months ago.
March.
And I loved it immediately. Yeah. And I thought it was incredible. Now rewatching it, I rewatched it today before the pod. I'm a little bit lower on it, but I'm still in the A tier. I give it like an A- on rewatch. I think I gave it an A when I first watched it. I gave it like an A- on rewatch. Rewatching it, Awkwafina, I was like, this could have been somebody else. I had the same kind of thought as Tej.
She was
a little bit different
voice actor for the like a main character.
Yeah, she felt a little too funny to me, actually. Like, I just couldn't take anything she said seriously. Like,
too funny or trying to be too funny?
Like, just not serious enough, basically. Like, everything.
You are a centuries-year-old, millennia-year-old dragon.
And you got nothing but jokes.
Well,
have some weight.
We're not gonna do that when Mushu exists.
Well, they got rid of Mushu in the remake for that reason.
Okay, so are y'all ready for a hot take? Are y'all ready for the hot take to break up the two positive reviews here?
Uh-oh.
Sure.
I think that Disney Pixar was like, yo, Moana was the shit.
Yes.
You know what we need to do? We need another one of them bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have all right.
Holy shit, guys. That's not to see how the game ended.
No, please don't say it. We have a South Pacific like girl coming of age, and we give her a sidekick instead of a chicken. It's Tuk Tuk, and like I don't know. It's just Jesus.
Wait, who? What happened?
Holy
Sons and
shit.
Four. Sons and Four. For y'all who are
listening to this in 4 days, what happened?
Anyway, yeah, man. I think they just took the Moana formula, tweaked it a bit, and was like, yeah, man, this is good enough. And it was good enough, but I didn't appreciate how similar they were. That's all.
I hadn't noticed because I've only seen Moana the one time, but you're
oh
probably
my god,
right.
you got to watch more Moana. I've seen it like 10 times.
DeAndre Ayton just whoa.
They did an alley oop off the inbound, and
I've never seen that work.
And they fighting too, but it was. But yeah, I watching this movie, I was like, I got Kill Bill vibes from it, kind of. How she's like got all these different places to go and like crossing like shit off the list. She can grab the stones and bring them all back or whatever. I thought it was cool. I like
it's like a fetch quest RPG.
Yeah, I like the baby and the monkeys. Hilarious, great content. I appreciate them. The big guy, I don't remember what his name is. The names don't matter except
Benedict
Ryan
Wong. Doesn't matter.
Namara. I thought he was funny. I thought he was cool. The kid that like cooks and shit, he was great. Everybody was great except for Aquafina's character. I just didn't like the dragon. I thought like everything that she was saying felt too silly and stupid, and she's supposed to be like the wise one, and she like ends up being the wise one at the end that like gives them the wisdom to save the world or whatever. And it just didn't work for me on rewatch. But yeah, like everybody mentioned, it's beautiful, it's fun. I liked all the fighting and the actions and the different locations they go to and all that shit. Thought it was great.
I think this was. Go ahead.
The ending really works. Like it's super affecting to just kind of have them all make, like even a baby make your sacrifice of like, even the baby was like, oh, I guess I'm gonna make this sacrifice for humanity, which is like a baby would never do that. But sure, like it worked with the film. Like it just worked.
Yeah, it's beautiful watching these people like trust each
that
other.
baby was
you gotta
also
make
doing
that
Jackie
first step
Chan
to like
moves.
give the trust.
That baby was also like stealing shit and Jackie Chan throughout this entire movie. But
the baby was incredible.
The
great leader.
The the ending kind of felt like Guardians of the Galaxy, actually. But
True.
I thought this movie was stunning to look at, and I watched it just at home. Like I didn't watch it in the theaters. I thought this movie was absolutely one of the best looking animated films I think I've ever seen in my entire life. And that's after watching Soul, which had that bar. But then watching this, I just thought this was incredible, man. I thought the landscapes, but also on top of that, you know, they talk about it within, because it's weird. They talk about it within an animated film. They say the camera work, and I'm like, what do you mean about that? Well, it literally looks like a camera is panning and following and stuff like that within the confines of this movie. And it's just like, it's not like 2D animation where it's just on like a wall, where it's like the chase scene when she's getting chased by the cats and she's on tuk-tuk and she has the dragon for the first time. They try to get to the boat. I was like, that's brilliant. That is incredible looking. I thought all the fight scenes, some of the best action I've ever seen and movement I've ever seen within the confines of an animated film. I thought Kelly Marie Tran deserves everything after Star Wars. And
Amen to that.
What those fucking nerds did to her career.
Amen to
but
that.
Like, but she was actually, on top of that, she was actually awesome in this. I thought she was really good. Like maybe her character wasn't written perfectly, but I thought she was an incredible voice actor. And you know that when you hear it. But I thought everyone was a really good voice actor. Just that Aquafina was the worst at it. And it's maybe her cadence, maybe the line she was given, yada, yada, yada. But just because, like y'all were saying, because she was all jokes and yada, yada, yada. But you need that levity character. It's not going to be tuk-tuk or whatever because he can't speak. You need kind of that levity character in this kid's movie. But in the end, it's like she's trying to like make a human out of the woman that shoots her, and then her death just feels hollow. You know what I mean? Because there's no stakes. You feel you know from the beginning like she's gonna come back. I guess that's knowing kids movies, but it's also, I mean, this when they all turn into stone, that has a little bit more weight. But when she gets shot with the arrow and falls off the thing, I was like, what the fuck? This is okay. It's a little
I'm not
dark.
gonna lie to you though. I thought we were coming towards the end, and that was like I thought that was going to be the end because it felt like I had been in the theater for a little while. So I was like, oh, we have another like 45 minutes left of this movie.
Yeah. When the I mean, she's I think Raya, of course they wrote her kind of like a dumbass in some spots, but also a badass too. She's like
Definitely a badass.
When Sisu dies and she's walking up the steps to go fight what's her name? Sorry.
Namara.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Namari.
Yes, there you go.
When she goes to fight Nemo, it's like, that's cool, man. That's like Jedi level, like Revenge of the Sith sort of stuff, when they're just like gonna go fight each other, and they're fighting each other when everybody else is turning into stone. Like they could give a fuck. They just want to kill each other. Like that's actually really cool. I can see where this is super heavy for a 5-year-old.
And I honestly, after talking, the 5-year-old enjoyed most of it the first time through. After talking about it, it doesn't deserve a B-. It's a solid B. Like after talking with you guys about it more,
I'm in the A territory. I don't ever know gave my, but this is one of.
I think that's fair.
Yeah,
I think that's totally fair.
I think they did a good job. You were saying there's no stakes. I think I would give them a little bit more credit because they did a good job. When the dad gives a speech about like we can be united again, and she's like, "But they're our enemy." You could tell the dad's gonna die, and that's gonna be the views that she has to push forward. And so I knew the dad was going to die when they had the conversation, but having it so that the dad doesn't actually die, but like he's just kind of off the map for all these years, I thought was a good way of kind of creating stakes, even though you know there are none, because you know immediately when they tell the story in the beginning, the people are going to come back. I don't think that I knew that the dragons were going to come back, but after it happened, I was like, duh, why wouldn't they bring the dragons back for the fight? But so I thought there's a good job of, even though there are no stakes technically, of kind of threading that needle of trying to give it some levity based on the fact that there is tragedy here, even though we know they're coming back.
Well, it's heavy subject matter. It's heavy subject matter for for anyone under the age of 10 to even grasp. It's like geopolitical war. How did this?
So much to explain in this movie, bro. Like even like the entire first hour and 20 minutes is full of exposition just constantly. There's so
much. Can you spell genocide?
I have Jesus Christ. I have a theory, and I want to know if you guys agree. I think this movie would have rocked as a video game.
Yeah.
I think this would have been.
I would play this video game now.
Right?
True.
Just the way it's set, going to the different we lost X again, maybe not. I just think traveling to the different spots and meeting the different chieftains of the different areas and having Tuk Tuk as your I just think it'd be a kick-ass video game. And you have your sidekick dragon. I think the vehicle could have been slightly better.
You got to level up as you get the new stones.
Sure, exactly. Yeah, I just think the medium I either deserved slightly better writing or more in-depth dialogue or a different medium. That's all.
Yeah, it's almost like this could have been a couple of movies because there was so much exposition and stuff. You could have filled it out a little bit more even.
Or it could have been Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, it could have been a series actually, to be honest. Yeah, I thought everything in this looked incredible. I thought, like I said, it's one of the best looking movies that I've seen in a long time. But also, why was everyone in this hot?
That too. I was gonna say there are some
very beautiful
in
movie.
there. Yeah. I have never thought about animated movie transitions before ever in my life, but watching in the theater, I'm like, yo, how'd they do that shit?
Yeah.
Mountains turn into water and shit, just seamlessly, look gorgeous.
Why was Chief Benja a DILF? What are we doing? That dude was sitting there. I was like, that is the hottest looking dude I've ever seen in my entire life. Why is he so hot?
Royden wants to fuck the dad from this movie, guys.
Yes.
I don't know if you've picked up on that throughout the podcast.
Yeah,
Royden
sure.
the fuck in this movie.
Happy Father's Day to Chief Benja. Happy Daddy's Day to that dude. I will fuck him right now.
Wow.
Serious.
Not gonna lie, I'm looking forward to all the very, very, very cool, very hot Halloween costumes that are gonna come out of this movie. There are gonna be some Rayas and some Maras in the streets.
Give me a sexy Sisu.
I was sitting there, Matt, and I looked at Caitlin. I was like, "Why is this dragon giving me bedroom eyes? What is?"
But I want a poor girl to do a Sisu costume where it's she took the mermaid costume she had from 4 years ago, and she just cut the flippers off, and it's kind of just like a dress now, and just a bikini top. And then she has some
dyed her hair all kinds of colors.
Yeah. I don't look like a dragon. That's not what we're here for.
Shout out to the Isbear household.
Yeah, exactly. I have not shown my wife how to download podcasts yet, so that's probably good. I'm gonna put family. I'm gonna put family. I'm gonna put family controls on her phone so she can't download podcasts. She has no interest otherwise.
Oh my god! Did you? One thing that I thought was interesting about the story, though, going forward with this, and we'll wrap up here in a second. The dragons being, they bring rain instead of fire and stuff like that. It's kind of an interesting turn in this, especially. Oh, the one thing where I out loud I said, "Oh wow," was when the rain started falling for the first time, and that's how they fly, is by like stepping on the rain and stuff. Out loud, I was like, "That's crazy! I've never seen that before."
Super cool. That was super cool.
It's an interesting concept. Let's see. Oh, one thing I did say that is kind of taken away from the end of the film, where Raya is like, "It'll work if we just all come together," and it's like, "Bitch, you sure?"
I did a big fart noise with my mouth, like when I heard that.
It's trust, guys. It was trust all along.
It's all about trust, and they all trust that once Raya like kills herself, they're all like, "Okay." Like,
I mean, they were gonna die anyway down there. Might as well.
Oh my god! I said they all turned into terracotta warriors. Let's see.
But Raya got played like 8 different times in this movie, bro. She is the most gullible person ever. How did you just meet this girl and now you're gonna take her to the most valuable item in the entire universe?
Look,
immediately.
Hey, look, I can't say I've never done that before. Okay?
She was in love, Dex. She was in love with that undercut. Yeah, I still don't trust that girl. They like come to the very end like this is whatever Kumara or whatever they wanted to call the Kumandra, sorry. And Alvin Kamara. And they're like, this is Kumandra. And they show up and I'm like, I still wouldn't trust that girl and her mom.
My immediate thought seeing them was like, so where the fuck are y'all supposed to live? Like,
yeah,
we didn't build houses for y'all. What are y'all about to do here?
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Like I think the perfect way to sum this up is I wasn't upset that I spent $30 to see it. And yeah, like and I enjoyed my time.
I didn't pay $30 because I just watched it. But I wouldn't have been mad if I paid $30. It was enjoyable for sure.
Right. Exactly.
I yield my time. All right. So any lasting thoughts on Luca and hey, Disney guys, they got something going over there.
Hey, maybe these Disney
look out for Disney. Look out for Disney.
Look, Loki episode 3 drops tonight. We're gonna do a Loki episode soon, y'all. I can't wait. Loki's been a treat. I have so many thoughts. I can't wait to talk about it.
That their Disney corporation has got some things up brewing.
They've got a future in this business.
Matt, we got to do it. We haven't.
Your hot take.
Give us your one take hot take to end the podcast.
Any movie hot take or movie related hot take that you have.
You did one on Twitter the other day that was a doozy.
Remind me of that one, and I can. Oh, yeah. Tom Hanks, just straight average as an actor. Good, but like he only has like 3 characters max, and it's guy who knows some stuff that other people don't know, and that goes for Castaway and Da Vinci Code and other movies like it. Happy-go-lucky fun guy who's kind of aloof, and it's just different versions of Tom Hanks, and he just plays one of those 2 characters in every movie.
Yeah, but it's great.
And
but it's awesome.
It's good. But
I don't hate this take, but like,
I'm
so
with
what?
you,
Them
Matt.
shits bang.
Look, I will go watch a Tom Hanks movie just about every time. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve the success he's had.
I might say that actually. I'm gonna say it.
Oh goddamn!
Oh goddamn! Y'all are on my ass for the Meryl Streep take, but
you're wrong and bad.
Fuck that!
I love it.
Fuck this!
I love it. I have stirred something.
You have.
And with that,
we have to take this segment out of the show. I'm so tired of these takes.
No, we should do it at the beginning next time.
You cannot, with the same breath,
defund Tom Hanks.
No,
this is a ridiculous. Why Tom Hanks has never done anything to anyone.
Brought Chet Hanks into the world.
Oh, that's true.
That's a
True.
good point. That's
Gotcha.
a good point.
Hey, actually, you know what?
True Babylon Tings. Can we please wrap this up? I have kids that are going to be like busting in my room at 5:30, wanting to watch more. What are they watching now? It's a lot
Bluey.
of it's a lot of Bluey
Backyardigans?
right now. Just a ton of Bluey right now. Bluey's real hot right now.
So hot in the streets right now.
It's
Anyway, all
extremely
right.
good.
All right. You can find us at the One Take Podcast on Twitter, or One Take Pod on Twitter, One Take Pod on Instagram as well. Matt, where can they find things that you may be tweeting or doing or writing or saying?
I funnel most things through Twitter. So at Matt is Bear. Again, that's a very specific life choice you're making. It's not for everyone, and that's okay.
Some interesting news that you may have seen on our Instagram feed, the one that I just plugged. Dex, what do we have going down the pipeline right now?
We are now selling One Take Podcast shirts. We have reached that level of podcast where we have merch, we have t-shirts. You can buy one. They're real. I have one. I took a picture in it. It's very dope. You should buy one. If you want one and you think that's a little expensive, you can get it for 10% off. Make it a little less expensive. Use promo code ONETAKEPOD at apollohu.com. You'll get 10% off whatever you order, including your One Take Podcast shirt. Check out all the other podcast merch. Check out the Rockets merch, Astros merch. We got it all. Just buy it.
I'm gonna get that in all black. Absolutely.
Yes, please. Thank you. Like I said, if you keep ordering those, we will. Actually, Caitlin goes, y'all have fucking podcast shirts? And I was like, look, she's like, and you didn't tell me? I was like, look, it's not that big of a deal. I'm ordering one. I'm like, hey, I appreciate the support. But okay. Anyway, if you keep doing that, we will get you a support Florence Pugh shirt. I swear, upon penalty of death, we will get you a support Florence Pugh shirt.
It's happening.
It's coming.
It is coming, as well as Black Widow is coming within the next 2 weeks.
Let's go. We
anyway,
ready. We ready.
Whole squad ready. Anyway, you can
Hashtag
find it.
support Florence Pugh.
Yeah,
We out of here.
we're out. All right, bye.
Peace.